This is going to be how to burp like a man. It's a malt liquor video. That's what you need if you want to burp like a man. Let's get one. Let's get some malt liquor. Old English brand. Alright, also let's talk about stuff. Let's talk about YouTube. Let's talk about being a YouTube star. Oh, let's put the cap in the pocket and let's get drunk, shall we? All right, I've got $500 worth of camera gear and $2.35 worth of malt liquor. That's how we roll in the YouTube drinking community. We got our priorities straight. I'm gonna film myself drinking alcohol and upload that to YouTube because my drinking activities belong on the internet. All right. So I was looking at my analytics. I noticed that I had a spike in viewership. And how do people find my channel? They type in Bike Messenger 7. That's the most common. The second one is how to belch like a man, oddly enough. And the third is cargo containers for living situations. Which, you know, I really got to apologize to those people like looking to see who's living in a cargo container and they get me. Sorry. I don't live in a cargo container. I do have an extensive bunker system with miles and miles and miles of tunnels that I get cement, those pre-made cement tunnels that I use for utilities that I get from the city, county, and pretty much just for bulk rate. I just have to pay for truck rental. So yeah, I just keep adding miles of tunnels. Why not? Virtually free. Oh, let's try something. I wanted to do something like this. It's malt liquor cam. It's ridiculous. Wow. Ridiculous. What else has been going on? Reached 8 years of work. I've now worked at the same job for 8 years. It's nice. Still looking to buy a house or property. It's not stressing me out as much. Got some new resources that might be helpful. The YouTubing's had to slow down since I've been working so much, which is a shame. So who have I been seeing in YouTube that's been enjoyable? Well, let's start with Steel Worldwide, the #1 provider of malt liquor entertainment. Malt liquor. I just watched him eat like 5 McRibs. My God, it looked like he was loving it. And how could he just keep going? He's just unstoppable. So impressed by him. Good job, Trent. The Pork Chop Killer won. The Pork Chop Killer is back in my favorite incarnation. You know, for a moment I was like, well, hey, wait a minute, I just did a rest in peace video. And I felt a little bit like, hey, I felt like I've been tricked. But then I thought, well, that was a pretty good rest in peace video. You know, and it's still there. And I suppose that channel is down, so I guess it counts. I see Dorf hasn't made a video in a long time. He comes in my subscriptions. I don't often watch his videos. I just don't like it. I don't want to add to the number. You know, if he's got like 123 views, I don't want to be 124th. But it looks like he's slowed down a whole lot making videos as well. Probably a good thing. You know, and it's actually strange how often everyone mentions him, and there isn't more of a dwarf culture. There's like the dwarf culture really kind of like is with the malt liquor drinkers, just keeping dwarf alive. He would have made a great Halloween costume. I'd like to be dwarf for Halloween. H. Strong. I was thinking about H. Strong and Jack Dickelson in conjunction with one another. Both great video makers. Jack, you know, decided to give it up for whatever reason, and H. Strong just kind of losing the joy of it all. Seems like the only time that he really gets worked up and happy about making a malt liquor video is cussing Dorf out, and then he ends up getting his videos flagged, and that's no fun. Odeed made a fantastic video. Burping like a man, how to belch like a man. Better go see Bike Messenger 7's channel. He'll teach you how to do it. Odeed did a fantastic video. Hey, Odeed, you did your video of you answering the door for Halloween. Wonderful. Just delightful. And that's actually, see, that's a perfectly great example of why YouTube drinking community will never die. Is because there's always going to be people who incorporate what they enjoy and what they love into their drinking videos and into their channel. And so as long as we're having a good time, as long as we have cameras, belching like a man, I'm more beast than man, we'll be making videos. Stephen Multurin made a video about man cave. I've tried to do a couple responses to that. It's a touchy thing when I think about man caves. He's against them, which I think is a really great idea, because what that means is like you establish kind of like a living contract, a social contract with your significant other, and you know, she gives you alone time when you need it, and that's understanding. It gives you space, and that's great. But in my experience, man, you got to have a man cave. In my experience, I mean, that's the thing. Like, it'd be so great to have a partner that was just so respectful of your boundaries and realizing the value of allowing you downtime, especially if you're an introvert or quiet or have to do something just nasty for work, and you need to get your head out of that. But in my experience, a lot of ladies have a kind of a preconceived idea of what it's like to share their life with a man, and that doesn't involve mutual concessions. That involves like you doing what they expect. Mullick. This is kind of fun. I like this. What else? What else? Oh, I've been writing Carmel a lot. Carmel is just a wackadoo. Which is kind of, it's a shame. I wish she was a more reactive wackadoo. Because it'd be really interesting to like figure out what's going on in her head. She really hates one of my friends. She really hates somebody I love a lot. And she also leaves really bizarre comments, which I ordinarily I'm not against. But sometimes if you're talking to somebody and they're just kind of like reacting in this weird way and you can't understand it, like eventually she's like, well, I'm getting to this point, I'm just kind of bored of it at this point in time, because it's not going anywhere. It's just going in circles. Malt liquor. My friend Tara made a video. She's getting her own place. That's really nice. She's gonna be so happy. Having your own place is great. Having your own safe place, even greater. I love. I may have gone a little overboard in the tiny house about making the walls thick, and I got a steel security door. But sometimes I get in my house and I feel so comfortable and so safe and so happy. I like that. I like that I put the effort in to make it the walls thick, and not because I was expecting, you know, barbarians, but it's like it makes it quieter, makes it warmer, makes it more comfortable. Whoa, I'm starting to feel it, man. For breakfast I had some chicken strips and JoJo's from a truck stop. Oh, the King of Cans. So the King of Cans is back, and he's looking really good. He's slimmed down. He's changing his lifestyle or diet or something. But he's got some nice sharp features to his face that had been hidden up till now by a life of abuse, I'm sure. My face and body is getting a little rounder. I don't mind. I've been skinny as a rail my whole life. It's so nice to put on some weight. And plus I'm turning 46. Body starts changing a little bit. Though, actually, I can't wait to stop going to my club. But there's a lot of older folks that go to my club. Well, the last two clubs I've gone to have a lot of older folks in it. And I think really you got to take good care of your body, because once you get older, your ability to change it is pretty much done. So you got what you got. And there's this guy. There's these hand blowers, these hand dryers, and he was trying to use the hand blower to dry out all the flesh folds of his body, his old body. And it wasn't nice. It wasn't good to see. I didn't enjoy that at all. I'd like to unsee it. Oh. Yeah, I'm not hurrying this thing. What are we at, 12 minutes? I really like this GoPro. I have a Wi-Fi. I have a remote control. I can't wait to try that out. Can't wait to try out the underwater option. The river's going crazy right now, so I don't think I'm going to try out the underwater option. What else? What else has been going on in the YouTube? I met Pangu and his lovely wife. God, they're awesome. Pangu might be more awesome than I expected. Label in. Shout out to Jay Vega. Jay Vega, another force to be reckoned with. I really like Jay Vega. You having a good time, buddy? Actually, it was kind of interesting. I remember I made that video for Jay Vega a long time ago along the river. And someone's like, Vega made these kind of like off-color comments. Oh, man, this reminds me of something else. And I'm like, yeah, man, people getting drunk on the internet say all sorts of shit. I know I do. All right, we're pretty much just swelled. You know, there's been something I've been thinking about. Probably this deserves its own video. And it probably says an awful lot about what kind of person I am. But a long time ago, Machete and Falstaff were talking about, they were fighting over Girl Comic. I thought it was hilarious, and it was inappropriate, but it was hilariously inappropriate. That's kind of like, that's our culture, right? And in their comment threads got really, really risque. They're talking about their tiny penises, and how they had to put like sex toys over their penises so that they could, you know, please Girl Comic, and how sometimes they'd come off. So this was like, you know, I don't know if I'd want to be girl comic and reading those comments. I don't know if I'd laugh or go, God damn, guys have a lack of class. But it was like just drunken, out of hand stuff. And I believe this was right about the time. It was almost the very next day that Cynical made he made like a comment about Falstaff being racist, or a video about him being racist. This is a while ago. I still think about it though, because I see Cynical on Facebook, and I remember meeting him on Uvu, and I thought he was a really nice, quiet guy, and I liked him a lot, and I always tried to encourage him to show off his fish when I saw him. And then Falstaff asked, I think, here's how it goes. I think, I may have this wrong, but I think Falstaff's like, why are you calling me a racist? Let's get to the bottom of this. And Cynicals did a video that was basically like, it is what it is, you know, it was what it was. And that kind of upset me, and because it's like the whole idea of like, if you call somebody a racist, you know, back that shit up. Or apologize or something like that. One or the other, you know, like, I called you a racist and it is what it is. Maybe it's just saying like, I'm going to let that stand. Like, you know, maybe I don't have a leg to stand on, but I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going to go with my instincts. Kind of get that too. You know, see, I've been called all sorts of things, and it's always bothered me. You know, that kind of like, you know, there's injustice, it's either an injustice or there's some truth to it. Like the truth to it might be like, this person called me a racist once, and I think, you know what I was? I was tired. It was late. I was cold, and I just wanted to go home. Like, it had nothing to do with this person. As a matter of fact, this person, when I said, can you tell me why you think I'm a racist? They said, I just have a feeling. And I'm like, well, have I said anything or done anything? Have I been anything other than polite, kind, and professional, and helpful? And they're like, yeah, you've been all that. And I'm like, I was so upset by that. Like, I think that's probably why that whole Cynical thing hit me like so hard. You know, that. Maybe I was reliving the injustice of that statement from that person. All right, it's fair enough. You know, I've said what I have to say about that and everything else. So, we're coming up on 20 minutes. Swell, swell, swell. That's how it's done.